Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party.
Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, down here in the basement studio, a very lonely basement studio. It's just me down here holding it down. This is Joe, if you didn't know that already.
You got Nick.
We've got Nick coming to us on Zoom. Couldn't be in the studio.
Having Joe think he's going crazy in the studio alone, obviously.
I am. Georgia may or may not join us. She had to work a little late. This episode, the recording had to get moved a couple times during one of the storms that came through the Midwest. We actually lost power in the basement studio, so we couldn't. I was gonna go for it. Candlelight, battery power. I was ready to go, but everyone else, I think it would have worked. Yeah. So, and we have our guests here joining us.
Hey, my name's Alex Haynes. I'm super excited to be here. I heard about you guys through a mutual friend of ours who's also named Alex.
Sorry.
Oh, nice.
And said you wanted to talk about Spider-Man, and that's just my bag. So I'm really excited for this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You got the Spider-Man shirt on there. I mean, you're ready to go. Yeah, we've been following along with the show. This is part 3 of our Spider-Man villain series. And this episode, kind of rounding out towards the end, is what does his villains reveal about him and just overall Spider-Man as a hero. I'm sure we'll touch into his powers, his everything.
You got a monologue? Yeah?
I've got that. So,
all right, Joe, go for it. I'm not going to give you shit this time.
Let's hear it.
For a scrappy, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he has one of the most diverse collection of enemies in comics. And it's not because of their mutations, technology, political savviness, or hand-wavium powers that makes them memorable. It's the fact that almost all of them mirror aspects of them. Reckless scientists who are reckless with lab safety, experimenting without thinking about consequences, personal losses, grief driving their reactions, powers that they thought would make things right, but weren't ready for the responsibility. Peter Parker is one bad day away from most of his villains, separated by one different choice at one different moment, which keeps bringing the stories back to the same question underneath all the teenage angst, web-slinging, and snappy one-liners. What actually makes someone good? Not law-abiding, but superhero, sacrifice everything, good. Especially when the alternative is right there and nobody could stop you from obtaining your wildest desires. Everyone knows the line, with great power comes great responsibility. We've heard it and we've said it so many times that we probably have stopped thinking about what it means. It isn't saying power makes you responsible. It's saying power requires you to choose it every single time against every other option available to you. So if you woke up tomorrow stronger, faster, essentially beyond consequence, what would you do? Most people say the right thing and they would do good. But would they? Or would you be more like an Alan Moore superhero, where unchecked power doesn't produce heroes? It would merely hold a mirror up to our truest selves. And what would you see?
We already know my answer, guys. I go straight villain. It happens. It's going to be a slippery slope of me thinking I'm doing something right, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
No, why villain? Why villain? Just this.
Well, because, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and slip into the DC verse right now.
Uh-oh.
You got Poison Ivy, who they classify as an eco-terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing right by the plants. She's just trying to restore it. But she gets labeled a villain. So when you're doing things that aren't necessarily in line with good neutral, you tend to fall more into evil.
But I would consider her a anti-hero, right? Where you're
anti-hero is not considered a hero still.
I think you are. That's part of
it's part of the name, anti-hero.
Right. But I mean, you're still a hero, right? It's kind of this, it's a weird, kind of one of these weird phrasings that we use, but technically you have to be a hero level first. And then you're just off a little bit. It's not a 180. I don't think that's the true. You're maybe 35 degrees off if we're trying to mathematically,
Like a chaotic good.
That's right.
Yes. I'm very much chaotic neutral.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
Yeah.
you also got to consider like what is viewed as what's considered good
Sure.
in that universe. So like since we're bringing up Poison Ivy, like in her case, she's going after billionaires, people that are actively destroying the planet, but also in the process of going after them, she's also putting innocent people in danger. So it's just like in the long run, what she's doing is helpful, but like we're gonna need you to tighten it up just a little bit. I feel like that's more Batman's issue with her. It's just like, hey, I get it, but like,
is it
there's
though?
this
Because
woman
like
pushing her baby.
he's a billionaire, man. Like she's gonna go after him eventually.
And I think both of these characters, Poison Ivy, Batman, and Spider-Man, let's pull it back to our topic of our spotlight, our topic. I know we don't give DC a lot of love, but let's.
It's the only time I give DC love. It's right now in the middle of a Spider-Man series.
But grief and trauma was the underlying factor in, kind of what pushed these people on their path. If you go back to origin stories, they are all mixed up, and I guess it depends on which origin story.
100%.
It's not necessarily Spider-Man's power came from the traumatic event, but it led to who he was. I think that was a key component in him becoming who he was. So, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely just that idea where he's like, I had the power to do something, and because I didn't, this led to my uncle being murdered, or this leads to bad things happening. So it's like, I honestly feel bad for Spider-Man because just the trauma of that situation forces him to put everything on his shoulders, like even at the expense of his own life. Because, when you think of like great power comes great responsibility, that can be not just like using your literal power for good, but it's also like taking responsibility for your own life, like looking out for like making sure he's doing well in school. Taking care of his father, but he doesn't.
Right.
But he doesn't.
100% of the time.
And it's just that trauma of like, no, I gotta stop criminals or someone's gonna die. And I'm like, no, boo, I love you. Let me give you a hug. It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
And I think that gets at it's a moral injury. So it's almost different than like a post-traumatic stress kind of disorder. This grief and then replaying in your head what you would have done, how you could have done something different. And I think that's the difference in kind of guilt. I did something bad, and shame. I am bad. I think he walks that line and he stays in guilt mode. And I think that's
he walks
you're
through
talking
and
about.
he's
Yep.
constantly like in the, I hear sirens, I gotta go.
Right.
I want to say 2 years ago, they did a series called Spider-Men. It was Peter and Miles, and they made it an active routine to make it Wednesdays a day to go to this coffee shop and get coffee, and they're trying so hard to not do Spider-Man business that day, and something happens constantly. It's like that place became a focal point of someone else getting powers and them having to help figure out how to control it for them.
And I wonder, one of the things is, we might get into a little bit of the hand waving and sciencey stuff throughout this episode, but I think that his neurological kind of pathways had to be rewired. And so as part of that rewiring is he just stuck in a hyperactive grief state. So like where normal people may process it and they go through their stages and they would eventually come out of it, is it because he has these kind of hyper aware powers, his spidey sense, all this is probably tethered into that. Is he now just a loop, this crazy feedback loop of hyper grief?
His spidey sense actually leads into anxiety. Into the Spider-Verse did a mini film that was released in overseas, and it came to YouTube 2 years ago or so. I don't know why everything I know right now is 2 years ago, but it was Miles dealing with his spider sense being overdrived, and he was just having this super anxious, it was anxiety on overdrive. And seeing that, I mean, this whole conversation is just going to be about mental health. I guarantee it. Because if we're looking at them, it comes down to them having an overdrive on anxiety. And it's just being that self-aware.
Yeah. And that grief and anxiety are really intertwined, right? That major loss disrupts your whole sense of safety, leading to panic attacks, racing thoughts, constant fear. And so you have this kind of situation, right? I mean, that tethers. And Alex Lee, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I think what I really like about this point is at the end of the day, though, like with all this anxiety, all this trauma, all this guilt that Spider-Man's facing, deep down it shows like why exactly he's a hero, that he truly is a good person. Because I feel like even if let's say Uncle Ben didn't die, if Uncle Ben didn't die, would he be the same Spider-Man that he is? I think he still would be, because deep down, like, because his reaction to that trauma was to do good instead of like, oh no, I'm gonna go get revenge on criminals instead,
Right.
So I feel like if Uncle Ben hadn't have died, if he hadn't experienced like that severe guilt, it might have took him longer to get to that point. He's still a teenager, still developmentally selfish, like she's trying to figure out his life, but I feel like he eventually would get there on that good side. So I think that's what separates Spider-Man from his villains. Like when they had that moment, that fork in the road, at the end of the day, he chose to be good, whereas most of his villains, some of them can't control it, but most of them
Right. Yeah.
go the opposite route.
And I wonder, as we start at Uncle Ben, but we could take it a step back and talk about the loss of his parents, right? Because they were tragically killed, or we assume they're dead. That's right. There are lines.
It's a toss-up, really. Like whatever they decide, it's what's going to happen.
But I think that's almost more traumatic, right? Because if you're raised with this idea and that's some sense of goodness, right? Your parents are doing something good, they died, and then you gave up a chance to save your uncle potentially. That it eats at you like, oh, what would my parents think? What would this, now you could compound that with the Uncle Ben, and then you move forward into a good state. So what happens then, and there probably is a universe line like this, but what happens if his parents do show back up? That just has to throw him and probably wreck him mentally if all of a sudden it's like, oh, guess what? Your parents, they've been lying to you this whole time, and, they were doing their shady stuff and just didn't want to involve you, right? I mean, that's kind of...
I want to say that's the storyline for a few different ones where they were like, got wrapped up into some bad stuff, and they're like, we
Hydra agents in one.
Yes, I think that was it. Or what? One of them, I think they were working for Osborn, right? I think that was. I feel like Osborn was wrapped in one, and it was just like such a mind flip.
Right.
And just to pedal back real quick, the short film I was talking about is The Spider Within. Highly recommend checking that out.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
That made me cry. I felt bad for
100%. Like it, but I was right. It came to YouTube 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Look at that.
I was so spot on. I'm so happy about that. But like even his villains definitely do say a lot about Spider-Man as a character. Like with each one, we see a different part of Peter come through. Like with the Green Goblin, you see so much fear come through with him. Like it's one that hits him to the core, and that's why they use William Dafoe perfectly for it, introducing to the Tobey Maguire verse, and then bringing Dafoe back, showing that fear again as he takes out Aunt May. It was just like you felt the rage that Peter felt.
Yeah. And
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say you also, and I loop back to parents because I think also Spider-Man, he falls into the trap, Peter, of looking for a father figure, right? So a lot of the times he gets really close to the villain or soon to be villain, because they also have mental issues. We're talking about Osborn. He is unstable, split personality. But Peter, being young, Alex, you brought it, being young, you attach on to that. You look past those things. You look at the genius. You look at kind of success. You look at, oh, this is the person I want to be. And he's looking for that role. Both of his closest male role models have been tragically lost. Right?
Yeah.
And so you go and you cling on to somebody, and then all of a sudden, aha, I'm actually your nemesis.
I feel like that happens so much more often than we think.
That's got to twist you.
My father
right.
figure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that has to twist you. I mean, and to still come out on the other side and go, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing. I'm gonna take a pizza and leave $10, right? I mean, it's kind of, you see him do these small little gestures that, you're right, you don't have to do it. There's no one would even stop him. And I think that's truly a character of his. It's not the big things he does. It's usually that the tiny little things that then they feed those into his storyline.
I mean, that's why really, he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Right.
They really bring him down to that street level where if he were to do something nice for you, you'd be like, wow, that's a good guy right there.
Right.
Right. But I think it's really cool how, like, when Spider-Man has these father figures that eventually become villains, you can see that's like
breaks my heart every time.
But like, he sees something in them that he wants to become at some point, and then at the same time they see something in him that reminds them of them. So in a way, it feels like with these evil father figures, they try to maybe subconsciously get him away from all the trauma that they've experienced. Get like, hey, do this because I want you to, like, Norman Osborn, an example for the original Spider-Man movies. He's like, you know, do it this way. I can help you get to this point because we're alike. We're on the same, whether it be intelligence, drive to succeed, things of that nature. And then it's like a roadmap that Peter sees in these guys. So with Norman Osborn, he starts, the more he gets to know him, the more he understands, like, oh, actually, that is a route I can take. I especially like how it's portrayed in the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series, I think. The newest one, where, you know, Norman Osborn's very much the father figure in his life. But he doesn't, eventually he starts to see the coldness and how Norman Osborn carries himself. And it's just like, oh, is that what I'm becoming like? Like, am I starting to act like that? Like, with great power comes great respect. Like how he twisted that. That phrase, that was just like, that doesn't feel right. That's not something
doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
Well, I do feel like Peter definitely has a little bit reserved. Like, he tends to give them a more leeway when it comes to these things. In the Spider-Man game that was for the PS4, he does the same thing with Otto, where he starts to figure it out, but he doesn't want to fully admit it, that it's happening. Like, it's the rose-colored glasses that he's wearing.
He's just having a bad day.
Yeah, I think he wants it, right? So you want it really bad. You want these connections. You were talking about the animated series. I think that one came out a couple years ago, maybe. I don't know now. It feels like a little bit. But where,
I think last year,
kind
man.
of
last year?
Yeah, right.
What is time?
But you have Tombstone, kind of his origin story was cooked in there, and riding that line between gang life and street and trying to be part of that. And now with these abilities, like, what's he going to, I mean, I think, the next season probably will explore some of that, but that's also that
last year
same kind of line that you have in there where, you know, but I do find these things, and I'm jumping a little bit because my head's jumping. But
same here, buddy.
I want to go. I want to pull on his father. There's a reason I want to pull on just one more thread, and that's in the MCU.
One more web.
One more web of thread. We'll talk about those webs in a little bit. But, you know, we have Iron Man kind of as the father figure mentor.
Yep.
And now we're going to reboot, and Doctor Doom's coming along, right? I mean, that's going to be. Once again, I think you guys better get your tissues ready. I can't wait to
see what's going to happen.
If I'm writing it, you guys just get your tissues ready. I think there's going to be, you know, I think, that's going to be a big tearjerker.
Joe, you're going to see me cry in the middle of the night.
That's not Tony. That's not Tony.
Yeah, that's right. That scene when, you know, in Infinity War, when he was breaking apart that almost improv scene, and you get, this is like that.
Breaks your heart.
Definitely like that father-son moment, like, and he was clinging to that, like, tell me what's wrong. Tell me it's going to be better. And it was like, and then that guilt, it drove him in Endgame. That was Tony Stark's kind of, he thought about that was eating at him. And then he went back and didn't make that sacrifice. But fast forward.
But keeping with the father figure,
you know,
he ended up putting that same father figure energy towards Mysterio Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
that was such a
That's
poor
right.
decision of trying to just replace that energy with Mysterio, and it's just backfiring so hard.
But has he learned his lesson, right? Will that be a trigger point also? Will he reject Doom, or will that
Ooh, like
right? Yeah, you know, kind of. Yeah, okay. Here we are.
I feel like
That's a story writer in me. I'm just going through. No one asked me to write anything, but
I feel like he is so trusting of Tony Stark because, you know, especially the MCU, Tony Stark, his just the path that he took to become a hero is very similar to Spider-Man's. Like he used the power that he had responsibly. It caused someone's death. In Iron Man's case, like they were using his weapons for the military, and people around the world were getting killed with his weapons. So it's just like Spider-Man, Tony Stark was carrying that guilt. Like that was the only thing really driving him to be a hero, you know, use his great power more responsibly. And so like when Spider-Man meets Tony Stark, they just click on that. Like, so they're basically the same person, just different powers in the MCU. So,
I mean, their energy was just electric.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. And then if they do this, if I don't know, like a part of me is thinking like they're not going to have Dr. Doom take his helmet off. So it won't even be like, you look like Tony Stark thing.
Right.
If they do, and they have an interaction with Spider-Man, it's just going to be this with Dr. Doom. It's going to be like this complete betrayal of his father figure that Spider-Man had.
And will he remember, right? I mean, is that part of it? Because he did have the whole thing where everyone forgets who he is. And so you have this cycle.
But he doesn't forget them.
That's right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't forget them, but the other way, right? There will be no connection.
Yeah.
So is that the burn, right? Where you go, hey, you know.
I don't think he's going to fall for the same father figure tricks anymore. After Aunt May dies, I think he's lost that. Like, he doesn't have something to go home to anymore. So he's just in a nomad land at the moment.
Now he can become a villain, right? He's there. He's been stripped
jumping
down.
sides over with Doom over there.
That's right.
I mean,
no, he's been stripped
I wouldn't be
down.
upset by that.
He's
the black suit,
stripped
the
down
black
to his
suit
core,
on,
right? Yeah, stripped down to his core and just emotionally raw, emotionally angry, and
Which the Venom suit
is
opposite of Peter, and with Eddie Brock being in it, you have that complete other side of it. You got the yin and the yang. He can't sense Venom with his spider sense because it's so much him.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about the symbiote, right? That it gained Spider-Man's ability and understands him, but he doesn't have any of the mental baggage, right? So that it's almost like that is what Spider-Man would be without maybe some of the grief baggage, right? And that's an interesting point to look at that. A true mirror image. And then you got Eddie, who also has his baggage, right? And his life was tossed upside down. He also was at the bottom, and when the symbiote kind of found him, or he found it, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how destiny.
They found each other.
Different conversation.
Had a little meet cute together.
Right,
I want the rom-com of that. Yeah,
that's right.
Like, oh, hello.
I mean, the Venom movies kind of did it.
That's right. Yeah,
you're so right.
I was going to say
they
that.
were kind of rom-com, right?
Yeah, it did feel like a little love fest in there. But yeah, I think that's where you have that. So we got Spider-Man. So it sounds like, if I'm reading the room, the empty studio in the digital room, that you would have no problem with Spider-Man dipping his toe into villaindom, I guess. I don't know if that's, would you feel some way? I see Alex getting a little.
He has in stories before, like, if it's what he thinks is right, he's done some very dark things. What storyline was it? It was one of the Spider-Verse comics where he ended up using Reed Richards to hold the city together, and Reed was in immensible pain because he shouldn't be stretched that far. And
right.
It's just that Spider-Man took a darker route. Like, he lost more people and thought that he can't lose the whole city if he uses Reed to, do what he needs to do.
That gets back to like the Poison Ivy argument, right? That the ends justify the means. Is that so? If you have a few casualties, if you lose Reed, right, but save the city. I think he also falls into that trap a lot, like overextending himself, and and then hopefully someone bails him out, right? Or himself.
The idea of a Spider-Man becoming a villain, it sounds fun, but also it would break my heart because that's just not what he's about, especially at the end of No Way Home. Like all that good he did, like just like to make everyone on the planet forget about your existence. Like that's one of the most ultimate heroic sacrifices you could do.
Right.
Yeah.
For him to just give up on his morals and ideals, like it would just make all of that just like pointless. Like, why do that if you're just gonna?
Unless that's your long play, right? I mean, and now if you wipe the slate clean, no one knows who you are.
Yeah.
Now you can go out and just go and let your freak flag fly, right? I mean, it just kind of like,
Which is
I'm going to do it.
why I do think that the Venom suit will show up, and that is where it's going to have that darker twist. Like the Venom suit is always that. This is the dark Spider-Man that everyone's always like, oh yeah, this is what we want, but like no one truly wants the Venom suit to stick around. Like,
well, I mean, like in the multiverse, there has to be Spider-Man.
Oh, 100%.
Who went down a different path. And,
always.
That's if they're going to play that out and have that. We accept the multiverse, and then there's different versions of Spider-Man from Noir to Pig to whatever. Then you also have to accept that.
The pig becomes the villain,
right? Yeah, the pig becomes the villain. But you have that kind of that idea where you go in, and there has to be villainous Spider-Man. I'm surprised we haven't seen. Maybe
there are Peters that aren't
right.
always in Spider-Man suits.
Right.
There's the Venomized Spider-Man that actually does take out his villains.
Right.
There's Spider Carnage.
Right.
Which I liked that one.
Wasn't there a Spider Lizard or Peter Lizard?
Peter Lizard.
That's like Gwen Stacy's universe, right? That one.
Or was he the Lizard in that, or was he the Green Goblin?
He was the Lizard in Ghost Spider's universe.
Okay.
And then I guess if you want to count Marvel Zombies, if you count Marvel Zombies.
Oh, I love zombies. Yes, we count it. I don't know if he's a villain then, right? You're just a zombie. Are zombies villains? I don't know if they are. I don't think they are. They have no. They're just impulse-driven
They had
creatures.
Sense of what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean,
100%. They knew what they were doing. They didn't care.
You can make the argument that the virus was so insatiable, like they couldn't stop the hunger.
That was it. Yes,
so you can make that argument.
Right.
But also, they were constantly aware. Like, man, I feel really bad about this. I wish we were smart enough to figure something out.
But
they definitely were.
Then you're just impulse driven, right? So once the impulse drives you, you have no control. So they really don't have control, right? I mean, I guess if they eat, then they get control. But then if they eat, you're saying they're a villain. So really that's a loop there that, but
they just got to jump off a cliff or something.
Or do something else.
I forgot there was one character in there that was eating small bits to keep control of themselves. I can't remember which one it was though.
Giant Man. He had the Black Panthers tied up, and he was just
taking slithers of them, right? Yeah,
and that was like he still wasn't there
to go through. And I'm going to stave off zombieism by feeding small pieces. Okay, this isn't a zombie episode. As much as I would love it to be, it is not. It's a Spider-Man looking at through his villains. Yeah. So, what else we got?
So. Yeah, I like going to go back to the Venom one real quick. Like y'all said earlier, that's like the Venom's the perfect counter to Spider-Man. Like they're basically the exact same character, but just different paths taken. Like one's like Spider-Man chooses responsibility and good, and the other one chooses straight up revenge. And like even with the alternate universe where Spider-Man does get completely taken over by the Venom symbiote, like so what happens? He starts taking out his villains. He starts going down that darker path of violence and murder and mayhem. Complete opposites of like, yeah, it's just Venom is what Spider-Man could have been if he let that trauma of his uncle getting killed just push him too far. Which just goes to show like his internal strength. Like, because understand, like if we love our family members, someone takes them out, like we're gonna be angry.
Go for
we
it,
have the power to do something.
Right.
We're gonna do something, but he
100% would do it.
And I mean, it's one of those things too.
Villain path goes really easy for me.
You get there, but I mean, you're talking about Venom and is taking out. He also, though, he feels like he has some moral code. He wants to have fun and he's kind of silly, but he is kind of in that, I think, once again, in that anti-hero frame. And this gets me to Spider-Man in some ways. Is he actually restricting his power, right? I mean, is that
he
that
holds
kind
back.
of Osborn's kind of needling, like you're holding yourself back? Because really, if he just he took the filter off and the regulator off, he get in crime. Kingpin, a lot of these people aren't really a match for him, both physically and mentally. He's one of the smartest, as a teenager, one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe. I think he would rank up there.
Yeah, very
easily,
dumb with finances.
Well,
like,
but I mean,
his finances
you
are
know,
trash.
Yeah, I mean,
he does not save money.
No, I mean, but he doesn't. He also was, he wasn't brought up with means, so that's it. So he's frugal. His dumpster diving, scrounging for pizza, going to the bodega for sandwiches and bartering. I think that's just who he is. I think he'll always, I think you empathize. People relate with that. They go, oh yeah, if I'm that's how I'm going to be. I'm going to be in the hood. I'm going to be like, hey, you guys want sandwiches? I think.
What, in the Homecoming, they say, oh man, I thought you were going to be black, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, that was
No Way Home.
No Way Home. There it is.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, which one was that?
No, so I think you have this where it does him a disservice, maybe. I don't know. Well, let's say you're not a villain. Let's go anti-hero. Would you just go, he's just bludgeoning people through New York City, cleaning the streets, just a new sheriff's in town.
But then you go with the Batman route. Like, Batman straight up
but Batman
doesn't care about them being poor or not, or the conditions that they're in. Yeah. Where Peter does. Peter cares about, all right, here, what's the problem? Like, I know you're going through hard times. You're trying to steal money from this pizza place, but like, can you just not?
I mean, I'm talking about
tries to reason with them.
You're right. I agree there, right? So in that case, yes. But I'm talking about high level crime. Like Kingpin.
Oh, yeah, take him out.
I'm talking about up there, right? That's the thing with Batman. I think you're right. You go to DC and Batman, a lot of people he's picking on, they're mentally unstable. They got other issues.
He just beats the shit out of them.
Should be in an institution, maybe have a different conversation with them, like a different intervention. Also, he doesn't have superpowers, right? I mean, we can go through all that. He is not a superpowered individual. So his whole thing is so I'm not picking on DC. I'm just saying that as a character. So, but with Spider-Man, he does. And he's as smart as Bruce Wayne, right? I think he would give him bang for technology development, and he also is powered. So on that level, can he have still a little minor kind of moral code? And Nick's point, okay, yeah, I mean, you're starving at home. You stole a loaf of bread. I'm not going to crush you down. I'm not going to beat you. That's because I'm feeling bad.
Batman will.
Let's talk it out. But also, should he be more aggressive on the streets, right? Should he be more laying the lumber down on some of these, crossing that line? It's a fine line, but I don't know. He seems to not want to cross it. I mean,
I think with this actual supervillains, if he goes a little harder, he's going to do major damage. Like, this isn't even saying unleash the full power of him, because he is a very strong character.
Yes.
But full strength, I think he wipes the table, like, each one of them. That's why he's able to go against the Sinister Six with all 6 of them going at him at the same time.
Absolutely.
Like,
he took off the Scorpion's jaw when he was possessed by
That's right.
Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Doc's jaw is, I'm like, oh no.
You're like, oh,
If I was the
Yeah.
Spider-Man villain,
Yeah.
I saw it. I'm like, all right, I'm retired. I ain't.
Yeah.
I'm
done.
walking.
I'm checking out. Finding,
I think I'm gonna go mess with Wolverine instead. Don't
That's
worry.
right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if
Like-
that's where you want to go, but
But I think that's a good point. Like, I feel like he absolutely can be more aggressive on crime. He's surely capable of it, and that's like one of the reasons why I'm glad he's not a villain. Because if he was, he would be an absolute monster. Because like with like regular criminals, he doesn't do too much to them. Like he
Right,
might throw a
right.
little kick or a punch, but for the most part, he just messes with like bank robbers. He'll just
Yeah.
mess with them, stick them to a
Just
wall.
web 'em up.
Because like that's
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're like that
yeah.
because that's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
Like that's how beneath they are, and that's the whole
he
part
doesn't
with
go
like
any
with great
further,
power.
right? He doesn't go any
Yeah.
further than he has to, right? And I don't know if that's
Right.
just because he's
unless you're playing the Spider-Man video game where you can just throw people off
Whoa.
the cliff. So
You're just giving them the biggest medical bill
throwing sewer
ever.
grates at shoplifting from a liquor store. But yeah, like that's part of the whole great power, great responsibility. Like he knows he has this power in him, and like when he meets Daredevil, like Daredevil himself says, like he is like tensing up his muscles so much
yeah.
because he doesn't need to hurt people that much. He can get the job done without doing it. But with the higher level crimes, like I know there's a couple of villains where he's like definitely considered it, like Green Goblin,
Mhm.
obviously.
Right.
Kingpin, he's just
Yeah.
like, I could
Right.
maybe this time I can just let
Yeah.
it go.
You brought up Daredevil and just the Reborn season 2. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but I think he also had that issue, and some of that was personal. Like
Yeah.
the villains define you, right? And so if you take them out, then what do you do, right? It's like retiring from your 30-year career. You retire, you're home, you got plenty of time, and you hear people talk about how they feel they got nothing, like their life is meaningless now. They had this great career and everything. So I wonder if he holds back because he likes the thrill of, right? Is there some, not just, Marvel needs to make money, but it's like,
but it also might be the fear of what they'll become if they cross that line. So like, if Spider-Man killed the Kingpin, and then like, oh, there's no more crime. Oh, I had my point, and it got. I think it was just if he crosses that line, Kingpin's gone, and then he's like, okay, well now I have to keep going because now, like the only reason they don't kill it is because they're afraid of what will happen once they cross that line. So so I need to beat up this guy close to death, but as much as possible, or I'm going to kill more people.
Yeah. But once you do that, once you push someone like, let's say, Kingpin to the brink of death, he has tons of resources, tons of power still. He comes back. He's going to now invest in the next generation of,
villains,
powered villains, right? He's going to try, or technology villains. He's going to try to do that. So you're creating, just go ahead and end it. And then you got to eat that too, right? You're living with all this guilt already. Why not? Why is that the tip over point? I
do think Jonah Jameson does keep him in check though.
Mhm.
Like if as soon as he does anything wrong, Jameson has him on blast.
Jameson's just jealous, man. I think that's
at
jelly.
that point it's just petty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Like, that's why he
think
doesn't kill nobody.
Yeah.
It's just petty.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the man's problem is. I think he's just hating for hating's sake,
But I feel like it would be similar, like if Spider-Man started killing people, it's just like, okay, well, I killed Kingpin, so like maybe I should also probably kill Mysterio because he's messed up. Right. And then it goes, okay, well, Mysterio was pretty bad.
Rhino has a whole suit attached to him. We might as well just off
it. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch if I killed Shocker.
Yeah.
And it's similar to how Superman did in the Injustice series. Like, he killed the Joker.
Yeah.
Joker needed to go.
Right.
Okay,
right.
then he killed Darkseid's son. Like, that makes sense. And then it just becomes progressively like, oh, now you're just killing people that disagree with you. Like, it's just
right. Where's the line?
It's like like that pain that Spider-Man is always in, like that will become an addiction. Like this will be the only thing that soothes that pain is to take life. So I feel like it just won't stop. So like he won't be Spider-Man anymore. He'll just be Killer.
Yeah. He's just going
Killer Man.
That's a good
point.
You know,
we got Killer Man over here.
Killer Man.
Yeah, Killer Man.
Proportional strength of a killer.
Which multiverse universe is that? Killer Man, Killer Spider-Man. No, I think that's a good point. I think you're right.
That would actually be a really cool series.
Where would the line, where would you draw the line, or how would you draw the line, or could you draw a line? Would you start to parse through and go, well, this is level 5. This is 4 out of 5 villain stars. This is 5 out of 5. Okay, you're getting taken out. Right. You.
Oh, you're only on 4 stars. You're
right.
so lucky.
You're 4. You're 3.7. If you tick up, So he would. You're right. And then would you just escalate? Would that lead to escalation of powered individuals? Like, would they then would you create a power vacuum? Because once you take out, are you going to now draw in or draw out, and they'll just go somewhere else? Instead of in New York, they'll be in Philadelphia, right? I mean, I don't know. You don't know when.
Which honestly, criminals should do.
That's right.
In the Marvel universe, like all the heroes are in New York City. Like, why is there crime there?
Yeah, or
it's just better off to just go over one state. You know,
go to Jersey, Philly. I mean, Boston. There's a lot of other biggest cities there that you can,
like go to like a small town. Go to like Albany, New York.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, New York. What is the second largest city? First, then L.A., New York. Philly's the 6th largest. That's a lot of people, a lot of crime there you can get into. So
I've definitely read a series where I think the Vulture went on vacation to Albany with a retreat of things, and Peter just so happened to be there. He's like, come on, dude, like don't start things. Like just trying to have a good weekend, and then
just
obviously
relax.
Things happen and escalate. It's just what are the chances you try to get out of town?
Well, like I said, there's some money in those storylines, right? So
you gotta write it.
Guess what? Who's here? I'm just going to see the Liberty Bell. Why are you here, dude? What? Why's your class trip here?
I used up all my PTO for this, Spider-Man. Come on.
That's right. It's like, I just got a day off. Let me be.
The benefits suck. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think that's good. So some stuff, I think. I mean, we talked about, I'm gonna get a little bit of fan wavium and his webbies. I think that's always a fun one.
What are you talking about?
Because the webs he shoots out, right? I mean, that's kind of always.
Listen, I've been following someone on Instagram, and they are making webs at home.
They're making webs at home. What kind of web?
They're making web fluid.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so
I'll see if I can send it to you.
Yeah, no, please do. There's probably some. I don't know about at home. We talk about bio kind of scientists in their garage doing stuff, but spiders do form. Like orb spiders, they can produce 7 different silks depending on the function, and so they have this process. So really interesting, high tensile strength. Stronger than high grade steel. So some of these ideas really elastic, much more elastic than steel. So these ideas are really interesting. And that was some of the science, I bet, to the Spider-Man and his webs. And to Nick's point, there's the goat spider milk, right? You guys hear, this was some years ago.
Goat spider milk?
Goat spider milk. So you really can't. So like silkworms is how we get a lot of our silk, because they go.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
You can raise silkworms, but you really can't raise spiders because they're territorial. There's a lot of problems with just having a bunch of spiders and trying to harvest their silk. So these researchers, they engineered goats that they would produce the silk proteins in their milk. And then you can extract it out the milk and then spin it. It's similar to spider silk, but it's not functionally as strong, things like that. But you can use it for fiber, bulletproof vests. There's a lot of things you can do with it that's really kind of handy. And so they went and they started like a company. It's really fascinating, like that whole thing and trying to do that. But people are trying to engineer kind of silk genes into E. coli yeast so that you can produce silk without spider silk, without kind of using spiders. And so that gets into that you could have Spider-Man synthesizing fluid. Spider fluid is has some real world. It's not 100% hand wavium, right? The hand wavium part is that to actually eject the web and the cover distance, the swing through Manhattan, kind of, it would have to support his weight, the gravity force of it. You're talking hundreds of pounds of dynamic load to go there. So you would be using probably liters or gallons of fluid in a single night. And so if you have little cartridges, you probably have hundreds, thousands of cartridges weighing down Spider-Man.
That's your whole suit.
That's right. Your whole suit is just web cartridges. So I think, it would be probably very, very that he's not synthesizing that much, or to do the things he does. Maybe that's to web up a person here or there. Okay. But to be actually physically swinging Tarzan through Manhattan, that's, probably not. Probably not.
That's so insane
there.
that scientists can do that with the goat spider. That is crazy.
Yeah. Check it out. I'll put the link will be in the show notes on that. But that was a real thing. They started a company.
Yeah.
But then I think the company went bankrupt because they had the goats on display. It was a weird thing in public. People didn't really like that. It freaked them out. It's just But I think they read the original 2 goats. I think they were like Sugar and Spice or something was their names or something like that. I'll look that up for you. But now they're still doing this and have applications that they do it, but it's not as public now. Like they've kind of learned their lesson that people don't like to think about spider goat milk. So
I do.
But so that was one of the things that I'd seen. I thought it was really interesting that spider silk does have a lot of cool properties to it. So that part is
no.
So.
No, that's going to trip me out for the rest of the night. I'm just going to be sitting here like milk goats and make spider webs.
Spider webs. Yeah. But it's
I'm going to tell my wife. I'm going to tell my wife this, and she's going to be like, "What are you talking about?"
Not normal goats that you see at the farm. Like these aren't those goats. Goats don't normally do this. Oh. Yeah, these are engineered goats. So they engineer genes in. So so not a. Don't worry about your goat. Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, your goat
I can't just go up to a
just don't go find a random goat.
No. Your goat milk in the fridge.
Let me web you. Come here.
Doesn't have silk proteins, but you could actually. I mean, we joke about this in other episodes. So Peter could have his garage lab, and he could be engineering silk proteins and making his fluid and things like that. So it's possible, but the amount he would need is extraordinary. And then you have it where it's produced biologically, right? That's the other. So there's the cartridge Spider-Man, which I think is most, and probably the most, still a lot of hand wavium, but we can imagine. But I think actually producing it out of your body, I don't know. I just don't think that would.
Must take a physical toll on his body, especially the more he uses it. Like, I'm kind of like similar to how like the Flash needs to digest a bunch of calories.
That's
I feel like the same.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Big Mac conversation is going to happen.
Spider-Man.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
We haven't talked about calories in a while. Yeah, no, I agree. I think the whole Spider-Man biology is going to be caloric heavy.
100%. He's all physical.
Yeah. So we're talking about him being frugal. This comes up a lot, that I think his food budget is probably holding him back. I think
that makes sense.
That's why I keep saying Wolverine goes back to the mansion, because he's like, dude, I got to eat, man. I'll live. Professor's got the
There's
rules.
There's free food over here, Bob.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, Spider-Man, besides if he's going to shoot webs out, you're right. That's just going to be the caloric load there. Will they be thick enough? Can they hold this? Those are different. But even just shooting out little web, that's going to take some calories. His healing factor, he heals up incredibly fast. Maybe not as fast as Wolverine, but he does have some healing factor, which that mirrors spiders. They can, during molting, regenerate limbs and things like that. They have this ability, but also that's going to take, I think we had talked in the Wolverine episode, Deadpool episode, something about 10,000 calories resting. And if you're active, about 50,000 per hour. I mean, these are per hour calories where you're just actively, your body, your metabolic rate is so high. And that's using human physiology. So we also talked about that maybe whatever mutation happened, it also changed the way you process food and things like that. So maybe these numbers come down a little bit, but just if we say he's mostly still running under human 1.0, right? So
Yeah.
I think
Human 1.0.
that, he could be in the 20, 30,000 calories a day, and if he's really active, he's really fighting, he's really, when you hit someone incredibly hard to do that, to tear their jaw off, you are exerting a lot of force and in a burst in action. So these types of activities would also generate, if you're always on high alert, that anxiousness or spidey sense that's also taking a toll. We hear about that. People that are anxious, they are in a state of distress, and metabolic kind of activity is happening there. Neurons are firing. Your mind is going. So, yeah, I think you're right. He would be.
It always hurts
eating,
when my therapist says that it's not spider sense, it's anxiety.
I think he would be eating a lot more, probably most of the time, which he does. And it's probably one of the characters that has the character eating a lot, and usually like a whole pizza or something like that. Like he's just munching down in between.
He does eat a lot.
He does eat a lot.
I didn't realize that until now.
There's subtle way of saying this. Yeah. What do you think is his like go-to meal? Like if it's a perfect evening, he's like, "Ooh, I'm throwing down on this." What would you say?
Is he cooking or is he going out?
Let's say he's cooking, or let me rephrase. Like I'm starting the day, about to do my Spider-Man stuff. Let me consume this real quick before I go out.
I think it's always Aunt May's wheat cakes. Isn't that the thing that he...
Does he enjoy those, or is that just free food, right? I mean, it's like, I need some calories.
I mean, I think he has the recipe card because it's in the Spider-Man PS4 game that they give you the recipe.
I love the thing, because which movies, maybe all of them, but where he goes just down to the bodega and he gets the smush sandwich.
Yeah,
I just see him doing that, throwing whatever, make me my special cheese, meat, breakfast time, maybe an egg on there. I mean, you're right. You just smush it down and there you go. I think you would need more than one.
But pizzas are a lot of calories and are fairly cheap.
And pizza would be the other thing, right? I mean, that's
got a good amount of protein.
You could, it's high caloric intake right there.
Like 300 or 400 calories a slice. So you scarf down one of those. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you're swinging. I mean, that's the other problem. You eat, because it's filling.
Well,
so
he's not eating and swinging at the same time.
Wait, maybe you have to.
He doesn't.
You're right.
He's got his mask down. Like he's gonna.
But I'm saying you're there. You're at the restaurant. He's chilling. He's 2 pies in. He's like, man, I'm getting full. And then there's something break out in the street. Scorpion comes rolling down. He's got to go. He's got to get to work, right?
Can we not do this right now, guys?
It's like, hey, can you go? And so is that?
Do you need an hour, Spidey?
Yeah,
I'll sit here.
And maybe that's why it feels like he's throwing his punches a little bit. Maybe he can't. Maybe he's still digesting. Maybe he's like on a calorie load. He's after a large meal. You got to chill, but he can't. He's got to get out there and go. And it's like, you know what? I can't do this.
What if he had protein shakes made from goat spider milk? How helpful would that be?
Yeah, that's artificial. Yeah, the protein he's making to make his web juice, he just drinks that. And that's it. So he's he's banging down.
2 of those goat spiders, spider goats, at his home.
No, but he
takes care of.
That's why he keeps getting evicted.
It's like, oh, what are you
doing
doing
the goats here, Peter?
What are you doing in there? No, I think Spider-Man's just he's a fascinating character. I think he's a favorite of everyone. I think if you go, I think he's probably one of the most popular characters.
He's definitely been one of my favorites since I was a young lad. And hell, my little one absolutely loves Spider-Man. It's an easy go-to.
Easy to relate to. I think that's it. I mean, you kind of just an everyday person can relate to Spider-Man. And that's really kind of nice, I think. And Alex, I agree with you. I think if that villain line came out, it would be a fun read or fun mini series. I think it would be enjoyable. But some part of you would be like, I don't know.
Just a little hurt.
Is that, would I do that? I opened the episode up with that mirror. Like, what would you do? Like, if all of a sudden you became Spider-Man? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm a good person. I feel like I would do the right thing.
There are some files I have to find out the names of.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying you to go after people, but
Listen, I got
I'll
a
look
whole
over
list.
here.
I'm gonna have my trench
But
coat.
what would you do? What would you do, Joe, if you had Spider-Man's powers?
Like I said,
You woke up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would probably have to eat. I mean, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
After my meal.
Yeah.
Joe's already got his list planned.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
right.
I'm gonna grill
there.
out for like 3 hours.
Gotta eat. Gotta start making my spider milk, extract up my webs.
Now, would you be? Would you want
do
organic or inorganic though, Joe?
Inorganic.
Like,
stop it. No inorganic. I don't want it.
Inorganic.
Stop. All of it's organic.
I want it to be fake.
I don't know. I think wholeheartedly deep down, I would do 80% good. I think you're right. I don't know. And who's here to stop? I mean, is it just me now, Spider-Man, amongst all of you normal humans?
Yeah.
Or is it,
Let's say that. Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I would do, you're right. I would think of something and I would capitalize on this. I need to make some money, retire, chill.
So you're going that route. You're just going.
I think it would be. I think some part of me would. Like, I just wouldn't wake up, take the South Shore, go to the lab, do my normal thing. You have these great abilities. I don't know. And I'm not sure I would go out and just be like Crime Stopper, right? It's a mixed bag. That's not my.
You want celebrity status from this?
Yeah, why not? I mean, what? I mean, do something, write some books and make some movies, be there. I don't know. It's
Didn't they cover that in Wonder Man?
They did kind of, right? I mean, that was kind of the idea of it.
You'd Wonder Man it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I respect it.
No. How about yourself?
You could be a stunt double.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, just go have some fun with it. Not do anything malicious. I'm not saying I'm out there doing malicious things. It's just, how's he doing that? That's my secret to know. That's for you to find out.
I could always do.
Pay the bills. Let's go. Let's roll. That's like, can I get the jet this weekend? Great. Let's,
What about you, Alex? Where are you laying in this situation?
And, to begin, like, I'm not even a confrontational person to begin with. So even with powers, I don't know if I'd go out and fight crime. I definitely.
Come on, dude. I can't be the only one.
I definitely, because things are so, it's like aren't black and white anymore. You don't know what you're walking into, especially in my city. Like, stuff goes down, but you don't know who, like, what side do you join?
Yeah.
So I feel like I would try to capitalize on the powers, but like kind of be a stunt double or be an Olympic athlete. Not that they make that crazy money, just something to help me out.
The
a little,
recognition.
Yeah. Not even the recognition. Like, I just need some money. And I would use the money to, like, help my community.
Well, I feel like you would need the recognition for the money, right? Like,
true. Yeah.
That's how you get that money.
That would be my sole goal. It was just like, hey,
I mean, the problem is I just go back that I think there would be escalation, that someone would try to figure out to come at you. Right. I think that that's the thing in my head as I was going through it, that you're going to cross the line. Something's going to happen. And I don't know if I
already know it's coming.
You'll be labeled as a villain, right? I mean, I think that's
what I said at the start.
Right.
That's exactly what I said. Come on.
We
just went full circle with that.
So Nick, you're just all in. You are all in. Robin Banks.
I never said Robin Banks.
Well, hold on, you're a villain, right?
I might steal
villainy
from the cartel.
You got to find your villainy now. So you're going to do the thing where we talked about that slippery slope. You're going to draw the line that these folks are bad, these folks are good. I'm going to steal. I'm going to take from, kind of Robin Hood kind of thing, right?
Yes, 100%.
All right, I see.
Robin Hood would be labeled as a villain today, guys. We all know this. Yeah.
But I think that would escalate.
The news would be like, oh, this person is just stealing from these corporations. And it's yep.
I think that would escalate going after.
Oh, 100%.
You would escalate to
creating my own villain.
Right. You would begin to do that, right? I was thinking earlier, Luke Cage, especially the Netflix one series, season 1 and 2. Yep. And you had this escalation where it was like, we need to find weapons. We need to find other people who can match that. It was kind of this whole thing where it was like, let's escalate Spider Noir. If people haven't seen it, it was the same idea. Let's escalate. And I think you would get that. I think you would start to generate people stealing your DNA and trying to recreate other super nicks and things like that, you know? So it's kind of,
Oh my, thank you.
but I think that would be, I mean, I see that's what would happen. So how do you get ahead of that? How do you capitalize on it and then prepare for that, right? Do you get in and out? Like, all right, do you keep it on the DL for a little bit? You know,
You try to be sneaky about it. I'm not going like full swing. Everyone's going to hear a big bang and be like, oh, that must be Nick over there.
Nope,
And of course,
there you go.
something to cover the identity, like full on.
you
Don't
gotta have
tell
a mask.
anyone. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. But I
I
think
mean,
like,
obviously,
bodysuit.
everyone here is going to think me right away. They're
I
like,
think it's
oh,
going to be you.
that must be Nick.
The minute it goes down, I'm like, Nick's out there, right? I'll see the news story. I'm like, Nick, dude, what's going on, brother?
Then a quick text. Was that you?
Right, yeah.
We had
why
this
aren't you
conversation a while ago. You said
Why aren't you plugging the pot out there,
Yeah, that's
man?
right.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Why don't you do that? You know, why don't we get something happening? No,
Throw a sticker up there, huh?
oh, cool.
but another question to throw at y'all.
Yeah.
We were talking about Spider-Man villains earlier. Who is both of y'all's favorite Spider-Man villain?
Oh.
Yeah, pick one.
Oh, that's a hard question. Joe, you got an answer right away, or
I don't know if I have an answer. I like favorite is hard because I don't want a favorite villain, but Ock a little bit. Like
because you
I
relate
think
to him?
maybe that's it. He's just kind of he's trying to do some good stuff. He's trying to better. I don't know. He's trying to do something worthwhile. He's not necessarily psychotic. I think he had the accident. I mean, I think he kind of went through and then he was a thing of circumstance, and he didn't, when that tragedy happened to him, he picked the path he picked. He wanted to strike out and lash out, and he was angry. Maybe a therapy session would have helped, but once again, once you have the power, it's hard to put that back in the box and go, you know what, maybe we have a sit down and we'll work this out, because I think that's all he needs. I think if he had a little sit down, get his rage under control, I think he would probably still be doing some really cool things and helping people with disabilities. And I mean, I could see this whole, his technology, the brain interface, you know, that's all brain machine interfaces. That's hot stuff right now. He was cutting edge and he's there. So why not use that? You always see Spider-Man kind of trying to be that, but I think it just reminds him like that Spider-Man's not the person that should be trying to talk him down. Get someone else in there. Get Daredevil in there. So
honestly, like I feel like both superheroes and villains could use a lot of therapy. There'd be a lot less issues.
Yes, no. Now
If
that
they
would be
gave Scarlet Witch some therapy,
yeah.
there would
right.
be a lot less problems.
That would be that'd be a really cool anthology. If anyone's listening to this and they want to do an anthology, hit me up, because I think it'd be really neat. We had Jonathan Mayberry on. He talked about the Night Nurse in healing superheroes anthology, where, you know, that person that actually tends to their wounds in there. But I think the therapy one would be interesting. Let's have different stories on the couch or wherever you meet them, and, you know, working through their psychoses would be pretty fun. Okay, there you go.
I like that.
I think mine would have to be either Mysterio or Black Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
nice.
I love the idea for Mysterio using like practical effects and like CGI just to get stuff around Peter, and the not knowing what's the reality is with his, you know, he does so many different things just to draw them in. It's always a really cool like story with him. And then Black Cat definitely just has the line of good and evil. Like, she walks the line, and Peter sees it, and he knows he shouldn't be into her, and of course he is. And it's just like, oh, like, her crimes are minor. I really can't give her too much shit.
Yeah.
Like, what about you, Alex? Where are you at with this?
You know, growing up, I was always a big fan of, I like villains that like this nearly unclimbable challenge for the hero. And growing up for me, that was Carnage.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Carnage was just like beyond what Spider-Man could overcome. You know, it's just this unhinged, like no moral whatsoever, just pure, not even like instinctual. Like what Carnage does was all intentional.
Yeah, you're right.
He was just this as sick person, and like the whole, like all the comics I read, the cartoons or the video games I played, it just, Carnage was just this monster. He was horrifying, and Spider-Man almost always dies when he's fighting him.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so
100%.
And then, but like once Spider-Man, like either he teams up with someone or he just finds out a way to overcome him. It was just, it's like such a exciting moment for me. And I always had such a great time anytime Carnage was involved. And the second Venom movie really hurt my feelings on how they portrayed Carnage.
That was such a rough one.
Sorry.
It's not even Carnage. I'm just going to call
I
him.
wish they just didn't need to do it.
I think if you translate it, you're right, Alex, in some ways, that with Carnage, I don't think that movie comes out the way, it's not the way a hero movie should end. And so I think that's why. I think when they go at it, it's 50-50. If Spider-Man doesn't team up or doesn't do so, he's matched. That's
like Carnage. It's just like pure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Carnage represents that part of Spider-Man that's just pure, just unleashed.
Yes.
Just harm, just violence. And that's that moment where if Spider-Man did cross that line, eventually he would just become untethered, where there is no rhyme or reason why he's committing violence. He's just doing it. And so I feel like that's the furthest away from his morality that I feel like Spider-Man can get to is Carnage.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Joe, have you gone through your list, buddy?
Yeah.
Did you have a list?
I don't
think you actually read it today.
I didn't have a list. No. No lists on this one. We go. But
well, then I do have one more question for the table. Who is the strongest Spider-Man? Like, of the film series?
Of the film series.
Film series. Oh, like the old, like the strongest
like the what?
In what way? Sorry. Physical strength or?
Who is, how do you want to take it? Like,
you put him in a cage and
who's walking out alive?
Okay. Yeah.
It's last one standing.
Yeah.
You want to start off the list?
No, I don't know. You got your guns loaded, so why don't you got the barrels ready to go, so why don't you just go?
I think with the whole round of powers that the Spider-Man has, it would have to be Miles. Like, he has more powers than Peter, as well as the strength of Peter. He is able to have that same feat that Peter can, but with that slight upgrade in different categories. He's got not only invisibility, but electric powers. And in the comics, he even is able to force his electricity into a sword. Like, they're setting it up so hard for him just to be OP, even more so than Peter. And even Tom Holland is saying that he can't wait for them to bring Miles in so he could be the mentor to him. Like, I want that so bad. But
now he gets to be the father figure.
Right. There you
exactly.
go.
And that's what he wants.
What happened in whatever, right, when they had all of the multiverse Spider-Men mans come, I don't know what the actual plural of Spider-Man. The Spider-Mans, right? Because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is his name, and there's multiple
spiders.
Right. It's like Nick.
The spiders.
But yeah, they had that kind of fatherly, self kind of soothing in Miles, right? So they had that also, where an older Peter comes and it becomes this almost a more trusted, but then that trust is broken, right? That's what happens. That's Spider-Man's. I think that should stick. Whoever he clings on to is going to betray him at some point, right? It's
one of the beats that they need.
We watched the story, and you guys, he's not going to fall for it this time. This one's going to be different. He's going to wise up. I don't know.
How many times can he fall for this?
We'll be back. But I was going to say, you brought up Tom Holland. I think in there, little MCU, that love there. But he had the fairy scene where, his physical strength.
Oh, yeah.
He held that together and pulled it there. And then I think mental strength to go yes, I'm gonna give up everyone knowing me, all of the fame he has, because he is, I mean, right, Spider-Man, some of his, the neighborhood thing.
He's an Avenger.
He is known, right, all of that, and they go, you know what, yes, just do it. The ultimate sacrifice there, even his love, everything. I mean, it's just kind of the woman he loves, his best friend, all that. It's just, so I think mentally and physically, I'm going to have to go there. Right, Miles, I think he has the ability, but I think just package wise, and even Tom's like, oh, I can't wait to mentor. That's also that. But is that a mentor to betray? Right? I mean, if we setting up, if we following our lines, you know, that would be okay. But yeah, I would go with Tom because I think he has.
Tom's a good choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm divided because I love all the Spider-Man in all the movies. So it's just like, but
the answer is yes.
Yeah, right.
The answer is yes.
All the
Spider-Man
above.
would. But I feel like for me, it's between Tom Holland and Miles Morales. Just because, like, Tom Holland, I feel like the people he's fought are like higher caliber than the other, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He fought other Avengers. He fought Thanos. He fought in that big war. He's going up against the Black Order and all that. And, you know, but then you have Miles, who legit
bought
survived.
Spider-Man.
That's right. Yeah.
All of the Spider-Man.
Right.
He wasn't fighting all of them, but he was at least maneuvering.
Yeah.
However, all of them. And then able to, you know, beat up Miguel O'Hara, the Spider-Man 2099, like get him off them. So it's just like, so in terms of fighting Spider-Man, I feel like Miles Morales has the
he's a Spider-Man killer, right? He can.
Yeah. He's like, you know, I don't give a dang about this multiverse thing. I'm saving my daddy. All of this can burn.
Yeah.
So I'll have to I'll give it to Miles.
Hell yeah.
Okay. There it is. There it is.
Awesome. All right. Well, Alex, thank you so very much for being here with us today. I know it was a bit for us to get this arranged.
Right. Alex, you want to? You have a great YouTube channel. You want to give out the deets on that and talk about a little bit about what you do on your channel? Because there's some cool stuff. So.
Yeah. So my YouTube channel is called Haynes for Heroes, and pretty much my only goal for this channel is to get more people invested in the superhero genre because I love it so much. I need more people to talk to about it, and I love talking, and I love being like teaching people about it. So I like to bring up superheroes or storylines and basically teach people about them and try to garner that interest. And actually, this past month in June, I did my Superhero Pride Month challenge where every day for the month of June, I posted a superhero that was BTQ in one way or another. And so that was a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to really enjoy that. So I just want to expand the fandom and just get as many people in here as possible so we can have like those awesome movie events, you know, every time a Marvel
that's what
movie
makes this
comes
fun.
out.
Dude,
that makes it fun.
You got this on
you know, I want to start having that for DC movies again because historically those haven't been great. So, you know, I want those loud theaters again. You know, I want those lines wrapping around the building for superhero movies. It's just, I love it so much, and I want to share that with everyone.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. Man. And yeah, I think that's really neat. And you brought up DC. We historically, and this is season 3 for us, we haven't given DC as much love as Marvel.
I brought DC up more in this episode than we ever have.
We've had guests come on in the past. Like, I'm gonna be DC heavy, and we're gonna talk DC, and then the episode just goes where Marvel, Image, like it's like, what happened to DC?
Yeah, just not DC.
maybe season 4 we'll have to coordinate a little bit and have you come back and let's like get digging into some DC. There's some fun characters in there to deserve some conversation besides the big one, Spider-Man. There we go. Superman, Batman.
You said it. Marvel.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I think you do have other characters who are really cool, and you go, oh yeah, they're really nuanced. And like a Spider-Man, they're not just super powered or have this incredible backstory, but they are the everyday person that we can empathize with. So yeah, if you want to come back, we can have you come back on and do something, do a DC thing.
Absolutely.
So
Let me know. Let me know.
Wonder twin powers activate. Right there we go. Right
There we go.
Well, cool. On that note, you have me, Joe.
Yeah, I got Nick.
You got Nick.
We went down.
You guys stay safe, stay curious. We love y'all.
Bye bye.